Let's go. What's up? How are you guys doing? Oh, there's only one person today, so how are you, my friend? It's good to start the show with only you. I hope you're having a good day today. Like we said, we're gonna maybe give it a little... Nah, we're not gonna give time to anything. It's okay. Today, like you saw in the thumbnail, we're gonna be changing the strings in my Tele. We're gonna be using this Paradigms, whatever, 9242. Pretty nice. Let me show you the guitar. You that are there, that the only guy that it's there. I assume it's a guy. Talk to me in the comments. Let me know who you are, where you're from, and what's up. Yep, I love this guitar. Look at that. Yeah. Great guitar. Whoa, there is my friend Fixin' Benjamin. So you're the one in the chat right now. Let's go. How are you, my man? How you doing? I'll be swapping some strings today. I've been doing it all week so far. Every moment that I get to do so. And today is the turn of my Tele. This thing is dirty. I've been saying every day that I come here to the live, just saying how guitars get so dirty. It's incredible. Fixin' Benjamin says, I'm doing good. How about you? Doing good, my friend. Thank you so much. Doing good. Right, so what do we do first? Gotta take the strings out first and foremost. Where's my winder? Where's my winder? Could it be? Here we go. Oh, let's set up some music. What's up? Let's see. Got here this playlist that I found. These people. Safe for creators and streamers, blah, blah, blah. Wait, this one says Twitch. I finally got a double kick for my kid. Oh, that's so good. Which one did you get? There's like so many so good now. It used to be that there were only like a few that were good back when I was a kid. Basically, the only option was the Iron Cobra, the Tama Iron Cobra, and the DW like 5000s, and because everything else was just like trash. But now there's so many good things. Here we go. Double kick is the way to go if you play metal. I used to love double kick. When I was a kid, I used to have like a nice band, and we played like sort of like Meshuggah, similar but without 8 strings. Ooh, you got the Pearl. They still have the eliminators, right? I know they do the Demon Drive, but they still have the eliminators. Yeah, no, Pearl is amazing. Nobody's gonna contest that. They were terrible though. When I was younger, they were terrible. Nobody was using Pearl pedals until they came up with the Pearl Eliminator. Then some other people started using it, and then they came up with the Demon Drive, and that was like everybody was like mind blown. And that was like, okay, now almost every good brand has a great double pedal. I love Pearl too. Pearl drums are great. Like the master Pearl drums are so awesome. The only thing is that I don't know why they have to make everything so thick. Like when you get like their super nice snare drums, they're like this thick. It's like 24 ply, blah blah blah. They're awesome. Yeah, I love Pearl. When I was younger, yeah, Pearl definitely. Pearl and Tama were like, but funny, right? Like I love Pearl and Tama, but in where I lived, it was pretty much impossible to go get those brands, or you could only get like the very entry ones. So I ended up getting DW when I was like, let's say sort of like a touring musician, let's say pro in a way. That's when I started with DW. But I remember wanting a Tama or a Pearl. I still want a Tama. And to be quite frank, even when I hear like drum libraries, like for example, I like to use Addictive Drums. I mean, I'm pretty sure like maybe like the Toontrack offering is better, but it's just so big, so expensive. So I was just like, it doesn't make any sense when Addictive sounds so good. And for example, if I'm doing like punk rock or almost any kind of rock, their Tama, it's the one that to me sounds just like it should. I've been battling with like hard rock drum sets, trying to make them sound metal, and wow, it's like very, very uphill battle. Like how to get like Ludwig brownbacks to sound great in rock and roll, like modern rock and roll and modern metal. It's not that easy. It's not easy at all, actually. But my budget has been so low lately that I haven't been able to expand my collection. But I already saw the one that I'm gonna have to end up getting at some point with Addictive Drums for that kind of rock music. I'm telling you, a lot of us like talk about, like everybody on the internet talks about mixing, and yeah, I'm telling you, mixing is important. It's like mixing is what definitely makes a difference between music, but a lot of mixing starts when you're producing, and there's no great mixer in the world that's gonna get you the sound that you want if you don't give him the sounds that were the sounds that you needed to begin with. And with drums, that is incredibly right. Like most of the times when amateur bands semi-amateur, it's not because even like they're bad players or anything. It's just because maybe their drums are not like top notch, you know. So maybe at some point I'm gonna make a nice video about drums when I figure it out for myself. I'm gonna make a nice video for everybody that's trying to do some drums too. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's start cleaning this guitar. Oh, I kind of been wanting to change this pick guard. This looks too classic to me, you know? I've been thinking about changing it for a Perloid one. Let's see, if I have it accessible, I might just do it right now, because when am I going to have the chance to do this again? You know, right now, I'm already basically investing the money and the strings and the time and the effort. Might as well just do it now, huh? Oh, very cool. I never noticed this little dragon or something here. Of course, like in the wood grain, so you have to think about it with your imagination. But that's very cool. Okay, very cool. Let's see if I can find that pick guard. It should be here. Yep, there it is. Is it original Fender? Yes, it is. Genuine Fender. Oh, yes. Yes, I think so. Yes. I do think so. Let's see. Boom. What do you think, one viewer? Right? Because I don't think that's Benjamin anymore. Probably drumming. Yeah, what do you think about that? The Perloid. I rock with it. I think I'm gonna do it. Honestly, I'm gonna do it. I don't know when I'm gonna have time to do this again, so I'm gonna go for it. Here we go, go. Little kid songs in my head. All right, let's bust this music up higher so everybody can enjoy it. I'm gonna be quiet a little bit, meditate a little bit. Okay, here we go. Let's take this thing off. I was saying yesterday that I like to use, even though I'm using this like neck cradle, that's not really what's holding my guitar. I'm using something underneath right here where the bolt, when the bolt-on joint happens. I'm gonna have troubles with that. Omer, what's up, my friend? Hello. Thank you for dropping by and saying hi. Where are you from, my friend? I'm trying to figure out where all my people are, especially at this times of day. So I know most people here in America are working right now. At work. Vibing. Omer from Israel. Nice, my friend. Shoutouts to you, my man. All my love to you. All my love to you and your people in Israel, my brother. I know that whole situation is horrendous for everybody. Sucks that a few people can make so much horrible situations for so many people. So shoutouts to you, my love. Shoutouts to you and my love to you. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. I'm doing good, my friend. Wow, I guess there was a big earthquake right now. I'm getting a notification. I didn't even feel it. 4.5. Yeah, I didn't feel it. I'm doing good, my brother. Doing good. Really can't complain. You know, life gives you challenges sometimes. Right now I have a good one in my life. Maybe not a good one, but a big one. But you know, that's just what it is. I appreciate you for asking. Here we are. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, look how beautiful this thing. So simple. That's what I love about a telly. Nothing. Couple cables and you're done. You're done. That's it. Beautiful. I love this guitar. And it does have that black conductive paint. I remember there was like not too long ago, a lot of people were complaining that they were saying that Fender didn't use it, but at least all my Fenders have it. Okay, dokies. It's like little storm in the little song. The background music is strong. Yeah, you know, I tuned it up for a minute because I was gonna be quiet. But I'm gonna turn it down, you're right. Thank you for letting me know. I have very little reference of what you guys are hearing. I hope this one gets better too. This is just like some like royalty-free music I've been finding because you cannot play anything on YouTube. You know, I really like your videos about Amplitude 5. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate you. I hope I can bring some value to people in an easy way. I don't like pretentious advice. Sometimes I watch some YouTubers and they come across so cocky, and it's just hard for some people, or some of them are like deprecating people that don't know things they know, and it's just so sad sometimes. That's why I make my videos like the easiest I can. Yeah, maybe they're not like super precise, like, oh, if you go scientifically, yeah, maybe there might be a better way to do the things that I'm telling you to do, but easier way to get a great sound, I don't know. I think it's pretty easy. So I appreciate you for appreciating the effort. I'm gonna start doing in the channel, and especially if you're from Israel. So I guess like maybe right now you're trying to zone out a little bit from your day. I'm gonna start streaming beat making, like me producing songs live, like songs from scratch. Just like whatever ideas I come up with, just do it on live. I'm gonna start doing that. Hopefully some people care about that too. It's funny how I fell into Amplitude content. But I feel like I really think it's a great software for so cheap. They say, there you go, Omar says, after you understand the principle of the software, it is very easy to achieve a good sound. Yeah, it's very, very simple. And I love how many options they have. Have you seen that video that I did where I made like a template, and if you haven't, maybe go check it out, because that one is cool, because when I use that template, I can just go through all the amps and all the pedals, and it's just a very seamless integration. It's very easy for me to choose an amp versus another, you know what I mean? Sometimes I want to audition a few different amps, and that template makes it so easy. Because let's say if I want something distorted, I just go for some high gain amp. If I want something crunchy, I go for a couple crunchy amps, try whatever I feel sounds best in the moment for the part that I'm playing. It's pretty nice. Makes my life easy, especially when I have people in the studio. Not too long ago, maybe long ago now, I had a session and they plugged into my computer, and the whole session went so nice, and then in the end they were like, dude, what software, what is that you're using for guitars? Because the guy, he's very knowledgeable with guitars. He's got like very expensive guitars, and like classic and like vintage and limited editions, and he's got like the Joe Bonamassa like whatever, like I don't know, $12,000 Chicago Music Exchange, whatever. That guy knows his sound, knows his guitars and stuff, and we were using Amplitude all the session. We made a whole song with him, and he didn't reamp anything. He was just, dude, I can't believe that little software sounds so good. And he ended up using it too. And let me read you. I have a cheap guitar. This is my first guitar, and I produce really good sound, and it's hard to imagine that it comes from a cheap guitar. Man, it's all you. It's all you. I've had people tell me, for example, the other day somebody complained to me, like I have any responsibility. They're like, oh, because I saw your video of the Fender Ultra and it sounded so good and you liked it so much that I went and bought one, and then in my setup it sounds horrible. And I'm just like, I'm sorry. You know, so it's you, my friend. If you like your sound, that means that you're doing something right. You are doing something right. And I'm thankful that you are doing something that fulfills you, man. And let me give you, now that you say that you have a cheap guitar, usually the only big problem with cheaper guitars is that they have a little bit too much mid-range. So what I would do, and I could maybe show you a little bit later, I would put an EQ before anything and just take a little bit more mid-range out, and then it's just like, it's an expensive guitar all of a sudden. It's easy to make a great guitar player with a bad guitar like he's got a great guitar. It's very hard to make a bad guitar player sound good, even if he's got a great guitar. So shout out to you, my brother. Don't let anything stop you. You're killing it. Then they say you bro need to open a Discord. You're right. There must be a community for this thing. You're right. You are so right. I wish actually that would be a great way to grow too. Maybe I can join a few people or something. I just don't know how to use Discord, because when that thing got big, I think I grew up quick in certain ways, and I've been doing like music and stuff like that. So I stopped gaming and all that stuff at a little bit earlier. So I never got to understand Discord. I need to figure it out. And then I need to open one for the channel and hang out there too. Some people have told me to that it's better to go live on Twitch, but I'm like, I need to grow a community there too. So in the end, nothing is better. Nothing is better if you don't have an audience. So hopefully the audience here in the channel grows a little bit and we hang out more. Beep, beep, beep. Beautiful. I'm so happy I changed this. Maybe right now I was thinking it wasn't a good idea, but I think it will be. I would be happy to help you, but I won't speak English very well. I help with translation. Right, yeah, I understand. Yeah, languages is sometimes a big barrier. It's not my native language either, English. And for a long time it was a very big deterrent. Like there are a lot of things that I wouldn't do just because I felt like, I don't know, my accent was too thick, or, you know. I still get self-conscious about my accent sometimes, but then I remember that everybody, no matter where you're born, everybody speaks bad English anyways. So then I calm down and whatever. Just so you know, nobody's judging you here, my brother. Like, if you have bad English, I don't care. As long as I understand you, I am happy to read you and hear you. Where are you from? Originally I'm from a country called Nicaragua. It's in Central America. Beautiful country. But I'm American. Proud to be an American. I wish my country had the amount of opportunities that the youth needs to develop the arts and all that kind of stuff. It's a very artsy country. In every neighborhood, everybody plays. I mean, no, now people go to Berkeley. I remember that. A few of my friends that were a little bit younger than I was, after I left the country, I started noticing that, oh wow, this guy is like in Berkeley College of Music now. And I was just like, whoa, that is so phenomenal. And then another day I saw one of my friends. He was I would say maybe a closer friend. We weren't like super close, but I love him because he's such a nice guy. And he's in the UK and he's like having a nice musical career. So all I'm saying is like, it's a great country, and people are very artistic, but there's very little support. You know, it's a very poor country. I think it's the second poorest country in all America. Just right second from Haiti. So that's it. I wish people didn't have to leave to fulfill their dreams, so to speak. Sorry for the coughing. I've been having this horrible cough. I want to say it started last Thursday, exactly when I was making the video, like right before I was starting to make the video for last week. And then I've been having it ever since. And then my voice went away. But now my voice is starting to come back. Maybe more than starting to come back. Maybe it came back already. Can't believe how dirty these guitars get. They get so dirty. Looks really cool. The stuff you do, I wish I had the tools. Yeah, you know, it's important, especially because it's so expensive. The other day I was talking to a friend here in the chat, because I've been doing this for the past 3 days, because I have a few guitars. I was talking to a friend from Germany, and he said that they charge him 18 euros per fret when he needs to do a recrown or fret polish and stuff. So that's why you have to learn to do these things. And honestly, these kind of things are pretty simple. Depending on the guitar you own, let's say if you have a guitar with a Floyd Rose, then no, it's hard. But simple guitars, it's very simple for you to like take some care. And they, you know what they say, love your guitars and your guitars will love you back. I like to do all these things alone. Yeah, I get it. It's good. And it helps you learn from your instrument. Like just like this past couple of days that I've been trying to get them ready, all my guitars, I've been noticing, like, for example, like things like, I was talking yesterday about how Ron Thorne says that his process to do a guitar setup always starts. Ron Thorne is the principal master builder in the Fender custom shop. And so he was saying that he always follows this acronym that says TRAIN. T for tuning. So that's your first step. First, you need to put that guitar in tune, right up to pitch. Then R, relief. Check that the truss rod it's flat enough, right? Then A, action. And you have to do it in that way, because if not, you're going to be chasing the tail. And then after action, intonation. That's where you mess up with your saddles. And then you just noodle, whatever. That's just chilling. But the importance is first you tune, then truss rod, then action, in that order. Because if you flip the order of those things, or let's say if you try to fix action with truss rod or that kind of things, then you're just never gonna have the right setup. If you follow that order, it just works so good. Yeah, there's a lot of knowledgeable people on the internet that you can really do anything you want. And for this kind of thing, like guitar tech stuff, I'm sure you already follow Philip at Night, but that's my big source of knowledge. That guy, he knows so much about guitar repair, and he is so easy to understand because he's like a very humble, simple man, you know? Not like I feel like musicians, sometimes we get a little pretentious. But he is the exact opposite. He's just such a nice guy. He seems so chill. Like I met a few YouTubers in NAM, and some of them I came and say hi and everything, just because, you know, I'm not intrusive as a personality. Like I'm not gonna come say hi if you're busy or something. But some of them I didn't even feel like I wanted to, because they looked like they were, you know, that they were not having a good time. Like it's funny how you see personalities by just like reading body language of people sometimes. Yeah, but Philip by Night is awesome. So that's a great channel to follow. I should make a video about what my favorite YouTube channels are that I learned from so much. I'm not that knowledgeable about guitars. I've been playing for about 5 months, but I really like the field. Then you are in the perfect path. The only thing that you need to get better at anything is to like it. And since you already know that you can find all the knowledge that you need on the internet, so you have half the battle won. So if you have interest, you're gonna be great. You are gonna be great. don't lose that wonderment that we have when we're learning something. Sometimes when we are learning, there's a moment that we forget that we're learning and we feel like we learned everything we needed to learn and we stop learning, and then our career and our life just like stagnates. Same thing happens with the guitar. When you think you know, just try to learn something else. Because if not, we'll never get good. I've been playing guitar, not intently, let's say. I've been playing just because, just to sing songs. That's all I wanted to do. I wanted to sing songs and I needed a guitar to do that. And in like, I don't know, 10 years or 12 years of doing that, I never learned how to play guitar. I never cared. I never learned anything more than just simple power chords. And then as soon as I started the YouTube channel and got these guitars, in a few months I started learning everything that I should have learned all these years. And of course I'm still learning, but that just shows you that it's just about attitude. So if you have the right attitude, which I definitely read that you have, you are gonna be great. Just keep with that attitude, my friend. I love it, I won't lie. That's right. Sometimes I feel like playing or I don't have the energy, but basically I like it, and since I have the desire, I really get into it. That's right, my friend. Those things that interest you are the things you're gonna be the best at. Okay, wow. Very good. Let's get to the pièce de résistance. Let's do the strings. I use these paradigm strings. I've heard people saying that I should be using the Adagio because they feel the Adagios are better. Maybe I should. I just grew up with Ernie balls, and that's, at some point you think that that's the only good thing. But I should try the Adagios. I should try the Adagios, maybe. The thing is that with, I don't know, these prices, $15 every single one. What's, you like blues? What's my favorite genre? I don't know. I don't really have a favorite genre because I really, 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 really like a lot of music that is very different. Like genuinely love very, very different kinds of music. Like for example, I love rock music, and I love from hard rock to super heavy metal, like noise, to like Japanese bands like Intestinal Disgorge. I love rock and roll like that. Then of course I love pop punk. I love Blink-182, Sum 41, Yellow Card, all the American Rejects, and then of course I love Lil Wayne. I love Drake. I love Rick Ross. I love Kendrick Lamar. Right? I don't know. I love. What are these guys called? 21 Pilots. I love the Veronica, Sophia Ellis Bextor. I love Dua Lipa. I really love all music for what it is. And I love to make it. I love to figure out like, oh, how do they make this kind of song? And so I get in my studio and start trying to figure it out and make something that like gives me that kind of vibe or that energy. It's beautiful. Like I said, I love hip hop. I like everything. I think I can safely say that I like music. I love Trilogur 2 and Robert Miles' super experimental jazz stuff. I like really everything. And of course, I love blues. Of course I love blues, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Especially like as a guitar player, when you're in that box and you're just playing, you feel like you're so good, because just the vibe is so right. Yeah, I love blues. That's why I love John Mayer. Like, what a killer guitar player. He really understands the blues, in my opinion, from a pop sensitivity. Maybe not the painful blues, but the nice, fun, emotive blues. Yeah, he got it. Not like plantation blues. Or like, what do they call it? Like river delta blues or something. But he's got that nice blues, man. I love John Mayer. What a great guitar player. I love Eric Gales. What a monster. I love Joe Bonamassa too. He seems like so traditional to me, like quintessential. You have to be like Joey B if you play guitar. So quintessential. I mean, Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, I can, you know, all the greats, and I like them all too. Guitar is such a beautiful instrument. Such a beautiful instrument. The more I play guitar, the more I fall in love with the instrument. And I love to hear the differences too. I really like your vibe and your passion for music and creation. Keep it up. I thank you, my brother. I thank you. I do. I try to be thankful for the life that I get. I cannot do better for my life than to love my love for music. It's given me everything. Music gave me everything I have right now. Brought me to my love, gave me my family. The pursuit for music gave me everything. So here we are. That's why I give it my all. For a while I've been like, you know, taking care of my kids and stuff. And of course the pandemic did whatever it did to us, but I'm back in the saddle, making tons of music. Really happy for you, bro. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Really appreciate you. Beep, 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 boop, boop. There we go. You seem like a really good person. As you know, just a person. Definitely, I am. My flaws, and I have good things. Definitely. But I try to be at least conscious of the world around me, and so I feel like in the end, and I say this a lot to my friends or my family and stuff, like I feel like the biggest thing as a human is to not forget that that's what we all are, humans. In my field of work, I feel like people get like this superhuman vibe and they forget that they're people. They start like, you know, when people actually, hey, I'm blah, 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 and I do this. So people really like get into it, and they're like, they stop being who they are because they are what they do, right? Like, I'm LeBron James, I play basketball. He forgets that he's I'm not saying that, I'm not gonna say he does it, but just like, it's because he's a big personality, it's a very easy example. Let's say I'm LeBron James, basketball player. If you say that before you say that you're a person, that's when things happen, I noticed. I have my parents to thank, because they're so great people. They really wanted to make a great person. And I am their failed project, but I do my best. Okay, let me do this. Clip the strings. Ooh, the temperature is picking up. Starting to sweat over here. There we go. That little song. Whee! I'm not gonna complain though, because it's free and I'm not getting flagged by YouTube. The other day I was doing a video and like a live like this, and all of a sudden I get an email. Oh, so music is playing in your video. Somebody wants to get your money. It's like, okay, they can take the whole 12 cents I'm gonna make today. Right, like they act like one is like monetizing like crazy out of them. It's just a little song in the background, right? And they don't share revenue. Well, some do actually. I take that back. Some people that strike you, they share your revenue, but some people just take all your revenue. And I was hit with a couple in the early on, like when I was doing trying to figure out what the was going to be and all that. I was using some songs for like B-roll and that kind of stuff, and I would get flagged every time. And it would be like this, like fake artists. And then what I started realizing is that there were people going into Splice, and Splice is just like a website that you get like allegedly royalty-free samples and loops. And some people were just going there, getting like song starters, little loop song starters, and upload it like they are a band. And that's their song. You know, just so that they can copyright people that are using the songs. Legit. That first started happening, I noticed, maybe like 3-4 years ago in the music industry, that people will copyright samples from Splice, and then when real artists would use the sample, it would be copyrighted. If the artists or the producers were not like tweaking it or changing the sample enough, they would get copyrighted. There were a couple cases of big producers that got copyright strikes like that. Then they had to settle little crooks, and they got hundreds of thousands of dollars. Okay, let's read this. I've had my strings for 5 months. Do you think it's worth replacing them? Still no color change. Dude, I appreciate you being here in the live. I talk too fast sometimes. I need to work on that. Try to understand as much as possible. Yeah, but let's get to your question about strings. What strings are you using? Because that would tell me a little bit more. The biggest telltale when you need new strings is when the sound is not there anymore. When you don't like the sound that you're getting, it might mean that you need new strings. Because let's say if you're not like, you know, like a gigging musician that you need like certain requirements every night or whatever, you don't need to be buying strings like crazy. Especially if you buy, okay, you have the strings that came with the guitar. If they are not like rusty, let me tell you when I feel that you really need to change your strings. And this would be great because it works. This advice works across the board. It doesn't matter if you use expensive strings or cheap strings. The telltale that you need new strings is when you cannot get it in tune. Let's say you're tuning it in your tuner and it seems like it's in tune, and then you play chords and you start hearing you do a chord. Okay, everything is in tune, but you do chords and that's because those strings are just way too stretched out now. They cannot intonate properly. And that's the telltale that you need to change strings. Everything else, whatever. You don't need to. And then according to what I understood, the strings do not affect that too much. The sound? No, strings are one of the things that affect the sound the most. I would argue there. Because when you think about just the mechanics of a pickup is a magnet trying to capture vibrations. The materials that you're using in the strings are going to create different kinds of magnetism. And since we're talking molecular level, different materials are going to have different, the magnet is going to attract it differently. So you have to use the strings that you want. For example, if you get those Ernie-Ball cobalts, super bright. If you get chromes, they're super dark. They really make a huge difference. And that's the reason why I use paradigms. I feel like all other strings, they don't really sound great, you know? The normal, they sound great for like a couple of days and then they don't sound great. But the paradigms, I want to say they last you, if you're not like super sweaty or like super acidic, your sweat, a set of strings can last you a year, easy, no problem. I mean, I'm talking about stretching. Some people would change strings every week, but that's not me, and that's not you. Sorry, I really needed to cough. But yeah, the tuning is the biggest thing. That's the way I started changing my strings right now, because I was trying to make a video on Saturday, and I was trying to use this rock guitar. I'll show you. I was trying to use this guitar because I was trying to make tone, and this is like the most metal guitar that I have with Fishman pickups. And I started doing the video, but every chord that I would play, I would just hear one, so and I was just like, nah. And I would just retune and nah. So I was just like, yep, that means that my friends, the strings, have had enough. And that's to me the telltale. In the studio, it's different. Let's say if I know I'm gonna be making a record and I'm gonna rely a lot on guitars, then I'm gonna for sure change strings. But just to keep new strings in my guitars, no, $15 per string set. Are you kidding me? I'm not gonna change them if I don't need them. And then, oh wow, really good advice. My guitar's still really in tune well, pretty good. Damn, that guitars look really good. Yeah, that black Telly, the Charvel, great guitar. I love the bridge of a Telly. It's just like so easy to tune up. You don't have to fight the springs or anything. There's no counterbalance. Okay, now we're gonna stretch these strings. Hi friend, I have a small question about software, if it's okay to ask. Yes, go for it, Omar. Let me know. What time is it? Oh, 3:28, I didn't hurry up. Beep, 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 beep. One more stretch. Perfect. Now let's go to the next string. I'll tell you right now, let me see. I think that I know what you're talking about. Let me check right now, because I just stay on that main page all the time. Let me show you. Thank you. Everything is fine. Take your time. Concentrate on your guitar. Yes. Thank you so much, my friend. But yeah, I know there's a couple views. I try to just stay on that same one. I honestly never used the loop. I had never used the loop. And I want to, because that's a good way to play with a looper. I never explored amplitude for anything other than just like make guitar tones. Because everything else, I just do it on the software that I record music in, which is called Pro Tools. But I'm gonna check it right now and see what's up. Almost done. Okay, one more. Okay. Okay. Yep, this is gonna climatize a little bit. Let me check that really quick. Got to use it one, but I don't have a pedal. My question is about live and recording option. Which is better for playing and practicing in the room? And what's the difference, if you know? I don't think there's any difference. Let me see. Let me check. What is amplitude? Let's see. What is amplitude doing here? Let's check it out. Let's see. Yeah, I've never used the looper. Oh, you hear how it's capturing my microphone? That is something that I told a couple people, that sometimes you open amplitude and it will do this. Did you see? It'll get the microphone, it changed everything. I'm just gonna turn it down all the way. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I've never used the looper, but I'm really curious to use it. Okay, let's see what happens in the live. Oh, got it. Yeah. Now I know why. There's a difference because when I changed between the options, there was a difference in the sound, but I couldn't figure out what it was. I would love to figure that out right now. Let's see. Okay, my friend Livio Freschetti. Good to see you here again. Another string session. Restringing session. Today, I was just going to do one right now. But then my friend Omer over here raised the question that I find interesting. Let's see what's the deal here. He says that the sound changes when you go from live to the studio part. Let me change the interface. Let's do this right now. It should be on one actually. No, it's still reading the microphone. There we go. So now, let's turn this back up. Okay, is this? Oh, let me get my headphones. And I don't know about I've never tried what I'm about to say, but I might do the experiment just because I have it. Let me show you. I have this pedal that is, in theory, meant to work with the Spark, but I mean, it's just a pedal switcher, you know? And it's Bluetooth. So I would have to wonder if something like this would work. I mean, I don't see why it wouldn't work. So maybe one of these days I'm going to give it a shot and see if I can report back to you on this. I never tried the live version of Amplitude. But now that you picked up my interest, let's go back to the PC. See? So let's say this is right now set up to Appetite. Now let's see. If I go here to Appetite, where would it be? Would it be here? No. There you go, Appetite. Yeah, there's how volumes change instantly. Instantly, there's a big difference. I wonder that it seems like the high end changed too. Yeah. Wow, there is a difference. And they're both stereo. It's a huge difference. I wonder, to be honest, Summer, let me see. It feels to me like something's happening in the stereo field. Yeah. Like sort of like in the live version, like they're dropping some of the processing they're doing like in the room. Let's see if they are mic in room here. Yes, they are. Like that's what it sounds like to me. I'm not claiming that that's what's happening. Yeah, I think like this is like a patch. It's like the tone sounds similar. Yeah, definitely they're losing some fidelity in the live. I think in pro of having better latency. But yeah, it sounds terrible. Not terrible. I'm trying to, I'm superlativizing right now. This is what's happening. Nah, wow. It's a big difference. I think it's just a processing situation. They're sacrificing something. To add this capability. Which I don't think it's a bad thing. Let's see what happens in one of my... How do you populate these guys? Oh, you said it here. Okay, these are user. So let's say, okay, nothing happens. Oh, okay, we saved it there. So let's say if I were to do this instead. Got it. Got it. Wow, and carries a ton of presets. It's like a total different plugin, huh? Ooh, it sounds horrible. Wow, man. Wow, Omer. When I hear it on my preset, wow. Wow. It got like soft, huh? That's crazy. Big difference, man. It almost doesn't sound like my sound. It's like we lost absolutely all the front end of the signal. And I feel this is happening before the amp. Yeah, I feel like we lost the attack. Sorry for the cough. Wow. Huge difference. We will have to ask the people in IK Multimedia. It's like they literally took all the power and all the nice things about my preset and turned it off. I wonder if there's a way to actually do patch switching without having to access the live thing, because that live thing is terrible. So I think that maybe conclusion, don't ever, for any reason, use that section. Wow. Fine, you found the perfect loophole. I might make a video of this. I need to make a little bit of research first, because they might have done a new version that doesn't have that problem, maybe. I feel like in the looper it sounds the same though, right? We're not gonna do this right now, sorry. Wow, same thing when you go to the looper. Wow. Oh, I'm starting to see the problem. I think I know what's happening, Omar. Got it. It seems like amplitude, by default, is capturing one side as two signals coming in through. But when you go here, it's only capturing one side. You see that? And now that I see this, the IK Multimedia, they have like this interface. And in that interface, they have something that does this, but on hardware. I wonder if there is a way to flip this. Let's see. Let's see this. Uh-huh. Fixed it. That's it, man. There you go, Omar. I fixed it. At least that one. Let's see this one. Yeah, that's a problem. Okay, I fixed it. Now, if you're still here, That's the fix. So when your interface section, just choose in both channels your same input. Then you have in this section both channels coming in. Very little difference to none. That's all you need to do, Omer. I really hope you're here, Omer, because I found the solution. Because this sounds just exactly like it should. Okay, good, you're here. And did you see the solution? I fixed it. That's what matters. If anything, and you need to go back to the chat, and if you need to go back to the video and check it out, pay attention. Yeah. So there you go. If you put it like that, it's gonna work just fine. Perfect. I'm glad that you're here. Yeah, because I need to freaking jet out right now. So I'm really hoping that, okay, so the solution is choose the same input for both channels, and then these two methods are gonna sound the same. Let's hear the difference. And if I go old school, oh, death. There you go. Man, thank you so much for actually giving me something nice to fix. We fixed the problem. If anybody had that same issue, now you know how to fix it. Boom. Ooh, that sounds great now. Okay, that's cool. I really want to explore this little live feature. Okay, let me read the last one. In general, what are the best settings for a sound card? Or is it in a different case? In volume and stuff, I have videos in the channel. I'm sure maybe you've already seen them in terms of like input and output. But in this kind of like, let me do it again. In this kind of settings right here, this is definitely your interface. And if you see in my case, a few interfaces show up, right? The ones that I have on right now, which is my HCX card and the Orion, whatever. In your case, it might say Scarlett, XIO, whatever else that you have. It's going to show up right here. Your channel that you're going to choose has to be the channel that you're using. Right now, my interface has 64 inputs, but your interface might have 1 or 2. So in that case, you were just going to select yours. And then this is just your speakers. Wherever your speakers are connected to, that's where it goes. And the buffer size is going to depend a little bit more on your computer than it depends on your interface. 32, it's pushing it. Let's say if you have one of those new Macs or like a powerful computer, if you have a computer that's good for gaming, probably that's going to be good enough for this too. Or if you have a Mac, Macs are great for this. So 32, you might not experience any problems. But if you do 64 is really great. I used to always use it at 128. It's not until as of late that I switched to 32 for no reason at all other than I wanted to push my system and see if I could do it. If you cannot have 32, the difference is going to be like very obvious because you're just going to hear and that's how you know that that's too much. But usually 128 should be just fine. I play in 128 at all the time, and I have no problem. Maybe a minute problem. Maybe you hear your strings a little bit on top of them. There's a little bit of latency, but if you turn it up, you're good. Unfortunately, I use a computer sound card, but it does a job. I intend to upgrade to a sound card. I always put everything on 224 or no. That bigger number means that your computer is going to take more time to do the processing before, so that's going to give you more latency. The buffer size is like, for example, you take your guitar, this is the sound, okay? Then you give her an amount of samples to think about what to do with that signal. In this case, is to go through amplitude and spit out sound. The bigger the buffer size is the bigger that time. So when you hit your chord, it's going to take 2048 samples for the computer to even do the processing. It's just taking all its time. So you get, okay, I got this. It's coming to me. Now I'm going to process it. But if you switch to 32 like I have, your computer's like, okay, this has got priority. Boom, I'm going to process it right now. Right now, 32 samples. And in the case of my interface, that it's at 44,000 samples, that means that it's like, I don't know, a fraction of a second, like a fraction of a millisecond. So rule of thumb, every time you're wanting to play instruments into your audio interface, lower buffer size number. And when you're trying to mix and you're going to be using a lot of different plugins and software that is really heavy, more numbers. So you give your computer more chance to process instead of ask it to be faster while doing that processing. You know what I mean? Because the more processing you need the computer to do, the more time it needs. You're just telling it, I know you have the capabilities to process this quickly. Like I do keep 32 buffer size. When I'm mixing, if I didn't have Pro Tools HDX, I would have to be at 2048 for sure. And does that make a difference in the sound? It does not make a difference in the sound. Unless you are using a buffer size that is too short for what your computer can do, because then your computer is going to start having more mistakes. There's like some people, and I'm going to jump in that one, that when you use certain kind of softwares, certain buffer sizes sound better. I don't know what that's had to do with, but I think it has to do with this is very deep knowledge, my friend. I hope I don't overwhelm you, but I feel that why certain sweet spots are in certain softwares depend on the plugins that you're using, because some plugins have different internal delay compensation happening. So they are already going to add certain amount of samples. And let's say if I choose 1024 and this plugin had 16,000 samples already in it, I'm adding 1024 to 16,000, and maybe my top of the Pro Tools was 16,000 overall. So that is going to throw my whole system into a position that it cannot compensate for the delay. Anyway, that was way too much information, but my friend, I hope you can keep coming to the channel, and I hope I can be here live so I can answer any of your questions that you might have. But for today, I really need to jet out of here. I appreciate you being here almost all the stream. You really gave me the strength and the courage to do my job that I needed to do. I appreciate you so much. Again, my heart shout out to you. I hope we live in a world really soon that we can all just be peaceful humans and be in love. It seems like this is not the time. But without much to say about any of that, my friends, I love you all. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you soon.